to the General Conversation Podcast, Season 3, Episode 4. I'm Valerie.
I almost told this is Cord.
You so foul, man. You so foul. How you doing, Cordero?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on? How you feeling this
I'm
this this
good.
this evening? Should I say?
Yeah, we doing the podcast in the evening time. Normally we do it in the morning, and I'm gonna try to keep my energy up for you guys. Cordero has a really good topic, but I'm ready to eat. And I told him this podcast is about to be short because I'm hungry. I just cooked and I'm like, don't play. And he gonna say, "Oh, I just ate some ribs." I was like, I just told you I'm hungry and I'm ready to eat.
What you cook, Valerie? Let the
Some
people.
shrimp pasta. Some shrimp pasta. I love pasta, so some shrimp pasta. And I got I put in the oven some Texas toast.
Say word. Just waiting on you,
Mhm.
huh?
Don't get punched in the eye. I would turn this whole podcast down. I'm like, thank y'all for listening. And this will be the podcast. But like they did the introduction. That was it. They didn't give us no topic.
The intro and the outro. Let's go.
Okay. Thank y'all for listening.
All right, so we're gonna get this thing started. I have a question. I'm posing it to Valerie, but I'm just posing it in general as well. All right.
Okay.
So I'm kind of posing in general well.
I want you to answer it because I'm curious because you said it's a male's like it's for the men out there. So
yeah, well, I think a dude was saying it, but I feel like he was doing that whole like pick me type thing. So yeah, it was like it was really kind of like one of those real blanket statements that you don't need to blanket. So the question was, well, not the question. The statement was, a man will know if he wants to marry you within 6 months. That was the statement.
Okay.
And I was like,
but why do you think he was thinking pick me? Like what
because he made a blanket statement, and that's something that's.
But maybe that was his feeling though. Like maybe his feeling was
that could be cool. Now you can say if you want to say I know if I want to marry somebody within 6 months, that's fine. But when you make a blatant statement and pull it out there, and then you get everybody, yeah, that's right, they already know these.
So you saying women were responding to his statement?
A lot of women were, and some dudes were too. Some dudes were saying,
what were the guys saying?
Both men and women were responding. Some women were saying like, no, I don't even know if I want to marry somebody in 6 months. So it was kind of like so it was kind of like a real mixed bag. Some dudes were saying, nah, not really. Nah, I don't believe that. I can be in lust in 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all be in lust in the first when y'all first see somebody. So what's that? You mean you know if you in love in 6 months? I think lust is like kind of automatic, ain't
but
it?
I mean that's what my thing. I was like, that's kind of a case by case basis, in my opinion. Because it depends on what your rules, regulations, and qualifications is about marriage. So everybody's not.
That sounds like a job application. Like you was going on this. Like what the rules and regulations.
Because my thing is, I don't think you really know, if you can be with somebody unless you stay with them for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? If you actually live together for a minute first, because everything good when y'all take each other. People are good. Some people are good in doses. We see each other a couple times during the week. You know what I'm saying? When we get tired, irritated, we want to go home.
Tell folks about your life, Cordero.
Well, I'm saying some people are good in doses. But then when you actually stay with somebody, you kind of know, y'all in the same space. That's when you really find out who somebody is. Like, is this the type of person I'm gonna have to clean up after all the time? And stuff like that. That you don't get to see that when y'all in two different houses a lot of times.
So you saying for you, you don't know if you the person is marriage material until you live with them?
Yeah, I don't think like seriously. Okay. Like I don't think. Well, you know how my thing is about marriage anyway. But if I'm gonna get like married to somebody, I'm not, especially not if I ain't stayed with you. You just kind of like, oh, you want to get married? I'm like, yeah.
But what if the woman is like everything that you like looking for, got her own, she independent. She says, I don't feel like I was like she wouldn't feel like she would live with somebody if she wasn't married to them.
Then that's the thing. Me and her had two different views that we're not gonna work out. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, what I'm saying? This is the woman that you've been with. You've been dating her, right? And y'all, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good. But she's not willing to live with you until you're married. So you saying because of that, y'all wouldn't work out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because you gotta think about like this. I got dogs. She don't like dogs. She thinking, oh yeah.
No. That's what I'm saying. No, okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me elaborate a little more. She knows she got dogs. She done stayed over your house. You done stayed over her house. She done watched your dogs for you. You done did watch her fish. I don't know what she got, hamsters, okay? What I'm saying is everything matched, and she willing, she want to, she's open to marriage, but she's saying I'm not willing to marry you. I mean, yeah, move in with you. Sorry, I'm
Mm,
not willing to move within with
mhm.
a boyfriend. I'm only gonna move in with my husband. That's what I was saying. So what I'm saying is she's good with your animals. She's good with you. Y'all have disagreements and y'all work through them.
Mhm.
Y'all are trying to build something together. But she's saying, no, Kadera, you're my boyfriend. So I'm not comfortable with living with you and giving up my space, my apartment. Now, y'all, and even if she at your house all the time, you at her house all the time, she's like, no, I'm gonna keep my place because you haven't made that commitment to me, and I'd rather be married before I live with a guy. If she said that, you still would say that won't work out for you.
Now, this is that you kind of said something that I would agree with you. Well, I agree with you this on, because I was like, hey, yeah, don't get rid of your place.
Cause Dad say he's sending y'all
Like, right, don't
back.
I'm dead serious. I'm like, we need to stay together for a extended period of time. And it can't, you know what I'm saying, before we go, like my thing is this thing, if let's say you wanna, let's say I'm like, well, we need to stay together first, right? I'm not
Mhm.
saying get rid of your place. I'm not saying that at all. Keep your place until we sure about this. But you come stay with me. I'm not gonna
But
charge you no
what
rent, no like
okay, so
that.
maybe we have a different idea. I thought when you said live together, you meant like y'all live together, like, and like there's a difference between spending a night, a couple of nights at somebody's
Mm.
house, right? And then there's a difference between staying y'all live together. Like you don't got he ain't got no extra place and she ain't got no extra place. Y'all
Right.
live together in one house. Y'all come home to each other every night because y'all ain't got nowhere else
Right.
y'all should be
And I think
with each other.
my thing, I guess, dealing with like the age bracket we in right now, pretty much everybody got their own space, and some people got their own houses and stuff like that. So, in dealing with the age bracket I am now, I don't. If you got your own house, I don't expect you to give your own house like off the bat. No, we not doing that shit. Rip that thing out. But I'm just saying, like, I'm like, hey, you can come move in with me for a couple months. We see how we get along in this shared space before you go selling your house and all that kind of stuff.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is, but okay, I think okay, because I'm like, you're not even willing to put marriage on the table unless you done live with this woman, is
On the
what you're
day to day,
saying.
because I know my tolerance level. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Why?
my thing. I'm not saying telling a woman to get rid of her stuff and all that. No, I'm
No,
not.
that's not even. That's not honestly.
Yeah.
That's not even an issue. I was just saying like, you met somebody, y'all good together, y'all able to grow and things like that, and she's like, yeah, she want to be married, but you saying, and she's saying she don't want to. Like she willing to give her apartment. I'm just saying apartment. I ain't talking about no
Mm,
whole house because I do believe if you got a house and you had it before that person that you should keep it.
right, right,
But
right.
anyway, that's not the thing. I'm just saying like she living something that she don't mind giving away. Like it's like she renting or something.
Mm.
The space isn't the issue of where she is now. She's just saying I'm not gonna move in with a boyfriend. I'm gonna live with a husband. So that's why she said that.
No, I don't. I can't get with that.
Okay,
We got to live in a
okay.
shared
That's what I
space.
was trying to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely should. Because I'm especially thinking about age bracket and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm thinking about how most younger people do it too. Like your early 20s or whatever. Most times oh yeah, I'm moving with my boyfriend, moving with my girlfriend. They ain't thought about marriage yet. They moving in, and then they trying to see if it go that direction. But yeah, so that's why I'm like, nah, I ain't ready to do that. We got to stay together first for a little while. Share this extended period. At least for a couple of months.
So, Cordera, have you ever lived with the person you've been seeing?
Man, they lasted about 2 weeks.
And was that by they y'all were in a relationship
Yes,
and did they come to your space or you went to their space?
they came to my space.
Okay, and what you mean they lasted 2 weeks? They lasted 2 weeks and then y'all broke up, or
No, we didn't break up. I told her, we not getting along in this space together. We not. She had to go.
did she have somewhere to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, I ain't telling her. I ain't gonna put you on the street now. I ain't like that. I ain't gonna put you on the
I'm
street.
scared of you, Cordera. You cold blooded, boy.
And she had to go. That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing: we dated for like a year
Wow.
before she came. That's what I was saying. It looks everything is all Gucci and all good when you got your own space. Y'all can kind of get your own space and stuff like that.
Was compromised because you don't let me tell you, I don't know when this happened where the person came to stay with you,
Mhm.
but you have gotten a little bit softer and lenient on your views? Cause you a little rough. You know, you kind of like you strict, Cordelia, how you like things to be. I mean, I like things a certain way too, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I, were you okay? I ain't gonna we ain't gotta get into it, but I was just
No.
like, is that compromise? Will compromise happen? Because I feel like with you, it probably was a tug of war, like compromise. Like, oh, she really gonna think she gonna leave her shaving cream up on my thigh? Like, I feel like that's what it was, and then it started, you
Yeah,
know.
and it just seemed like with that thing, it seemed like the we got into more arguments of a little dumb stuff. But see, a lot
Mhm.
of people don't.
But I do agree with you with that, though. I do
Mm,
think sometimes when you with somebody all the time,
it's
like
different,
they start getting on your nerve, it just is what it is. And it don't even mean like you not. It's not like you tired of them. It's just like
right?
when it's like with anybody, you see them all the time, and then it's like okay, so yeah, you do have to be ready for that. I think that's a very thing. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I will say that I think you do have to be in a space to live with somebody. If you're not in a mind, like if y'all haven't sat down and had a
Mm-hmm.
mind, like a talk about living together and how that would go, like from splitting the bills or who gonna take care of
Right.
what, I think that can be an issue. If you guys don't have like, I mean, you and I are both those kind of people that need space individually.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have that, it's gonna be a problem. And then you got so there's different things. If you got animals, how that will work. So yeah, I think that conversation needs to be had. Period. But I feel like still for me, like if I was thinking about how I don't think I'm more on the like we don't have to live together until I'm married. Like you know, because especially if I'm at your house all the time, you at my house all the time, cool, whatever. But yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I do see your point of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I need to see how this is gonna be before we get
Right.
married because I need to know. But I'm like, I feel like that's a conversation that can be had and
Mm-hmm.
like smooth out though. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm like, if I'm with somebody for a year and then 2 weeks we you know, I'm like, yeah, that just sounds like some communication of like we done
Right.
got on each other's nerves in a short period of time.
Right. But that's why I say I think you should try that out first. That's why I was like, you know what I'm saying? I tell like, hey, no, don't not sign your lease. Don't not, you know what I'm saying? Because my thing is
Yeah.
I'm not if we talk about this, right? And I say, hey, we need to stay at least for like 2 months. I'm not gonna go and charge you rent and have you splitting everything right off the bat for those 2 months. You still gotta pay the bills at your other spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm reasonable, I'm logical like that.
Cordell said, man, what I'm saying is you is not living with me for real. You
This is
think
a
you living with
trial
me.
period.
Child, you worse than the job.
This is a
That
trial
that
period.
probationary period is something
Yeah.
serious, honey.
Yeah, because you know you gotta get used to each other. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta get used to each other with that, I believe. My question is about it. Have you ever had somebody say they was ready to marry you within like 6 months?
Oh, yeah.
How okay, so how did you take that? How did you respond? Like what was your thought process with that?
Because I think we had already kind of talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were getting to know each other, that kind of came up in conversation.
Okay.
I definitely think when somebody like just go back to that guy's statement, oh, you know, if you ready to, a man would know if he's ready to marry you in 6 months. I think both he may that might be where I think it's a mindset. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I think at that time, if you in that mindset, then yeah, like, and y'all both agree, like, yeah, especially if that's what, because it's like a mindset and then you execute it, right? So if your mind, it's like if you're looking for a car, oh, I know I need a new car, you start
Mm-hmm.
looking. So now you on the hunt for a new car. You already got in your mind, I'm gonna need car insurance. So I'm gonna have to do this. You factor in if you're gonna have to have a car note and different things like that. You get your mind ready for this new bill, this new responsibility that you're about to take on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you get your mind ready for it and then you do it, because when you don't plan for it or you're not really comfortable with, like, because some people, I'm just using a car note, but some people is not ready for that kind of responsibility and think
Right.
they are, like, they car break down and their first thing is let me go get something new. And like, bro, you could just try to fix your car because you ain't even got money
Yeah.
for a car note. You know
You're
what I'm
right. You're
saying?
right. You're
You
right.
ain't got money for that. So, you know, I think the same thing can be said about marriage or knowing if you're ready to be married. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm this age, so let me start thinking that I should be married. I think you have to be Like you have to have talk with yourself. Like, am I ready for marriage? And
Yeah.
then once you're comfortable enough with it and it doesn't bother you, you don't mind. You wouldn't mind sharing your space with another individual, and you're willing to compromise because marriage is a lot of compromising, and that's 24/7. And if you're not in that space, you don't even really need to be talking to, So that's how I feel about it. You have to see if that's okay with yourself. And if you're not ready, that's fine.
Right.
But
You're compromising for companionship.
well, yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
really is
Because
because they're gonna have to be the other person is gonna have to be that way too. They're gonna have to compromise.
right. And
And
my
y'all
thing is,
should enjoy each other, like enjoy each other's time. Like it
exactly.
shouldn't always be like a chore. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, every time. But compromising is a big part of it. And so I think once you get yourself in that mindset and in that space, then yeah, you do be on the hunt. And I think men and women both be on the hunt once they get in that space. Like I'm ready for marriage, and they start looking. So I think a person can know, man or woman can know that they're ready for it. Like this, yeah, I can marry this person. I just think they need to get to know the person a little bit more to see if that's really what they want to
Yeah,
do.
and
But
I think maybe my biggest thing was I was stuck on the whole 6 month part. I was like, bro, 6 months. Shit.
well, if they're getting to know if that guy is getting to know
Right.
that person, and they're spending time together, and they have ran into conflict, and because I think it's easy to say, and when it's good in the beginning and everything, and y'all haven't really ran into
Right.
no
Everything is
conflict.
rabbits and
Of course,
rainbows.
that person, especially if you already got marriage in your mind, of
Rabbits and
course this person
rainbows.
is perfect. But it's like, how will y'all resolve conflict, and
Right.
how will life be? You know what I'm saying? And like, are you willing to compromise? And sometimes people don't be in that space, so it's just something
Because
you have to
I
work
think,
toward.
and I think it's a spectrum as well. Because I've known some couples been together, been like dating for like 3 years, get married, and they
And
break
break
they
up,
break up in
right?
like 3 months. You're like, what the fuck happened, bro? And then
Because
I
they
know,
weren't
like,
ready.
I know
They
this
didn't
other
get their
couple,
mind prepared.
right, and I know this other couple at work. Talking to I knew the wife first, and then she introduced me to her husband, and
Mhm.
I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, man, we in a month and a half, I knew I wanted to marry her, yada yada yada. They got married, they've been together for 10 years, so it's kind of like it's so the
I know
spectrum
people like that
yeah,
too.
the spectrum is so wide. So I think just to put a
I think
finite
it's the
number,
person. That's why it's
yeah,
so wide. I
exactly.
think it's definitely the
It's
person.
the person. I think
Hmm.
it's the person, your belief on what you think marriage is, your foundation, what you think
Yep.
marriage is. A
Yep.
lot of times, and just how I think it has to do a lot of that. So to make it a finite answer to say this amount of time, you should be no.
Well,
It's like,
yeah, I do think those are clickbait. I don't know if he's
yeah.
doing pick me, but I definitely think that reminds me of clickbait. Like if you ever been on YouTube or any little
Mm-hmm.
app or whatever, and they're like,
Find out what
do
it look
you
like
want
now.
do you want to know how to keep a man, or do you want to know what make her fall to her knees and like be at your beck and call, like dumb shit like that? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that don't work on everybody. Like you looking for a particular type of person if you you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
But I think a lot of people, they try to force that mindset on somebody else. Well, you should know if you want to. No, so it's like, no, it's just,
nah, yeah, I wouldn't say that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's what happens when people, like, if that's your mindset is I'm marriage mindset it, and this is what I want. That if that's your, what I'm trying to say, if that's your,
Thought process.
so I'm gonna go with thought process. If that's your thought process, and that works out for you, then cool. But you can't just because you like somebody else, you like, well, you should think like this. Like, no, that's not
Well,
they
no,
thought
because
process.
everybody's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and I guarantee you, every marriage, very people marriage is different. Like you and I just having this conversation when you was saying the whole situation, like, well, for me, for marriage to be on the table, we have to live together. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, like, what you mean, like, she be at your house sometimes? Because that's living together too. Like, she's at your house for amount of time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for let's say she at your house 5 days a week, but 2 days she at her house. Or for you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like y'all together all the time in that 5 days. You know what I'm saying? I would think that you would know if this person would be marriage material or not, but you're saying no, we need to be 7 days all the time, whatever. So for me, I feel differently because I don't want to. It ain't even about space. Like even whether I have a house or not, it ain't even about um leaving my space and coming to his. It's like I don't want to be uh living with a boyfriend necessarily. You know what I mean? I'd rather have my space. Now we married, that's one thing, that's
Right, but and I feel you. I do feel 5 days a week. I can see that being a reasonable amount or a reasonable space, like, you know what I'm saying, after 5 days of the week or something like that, 5 days out of 7, which is cool.
Because I'm saying, can you get to know someone in that time frame if Monday through Friday?
I believe you can, but I guess I'm looking at the finite thing is when y'all make the decision to do that, you can't go home because you already at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it's like you said, you know,
Wait, well, you can always.
No, I'm saying like this. So let's say you do the 5 days a week type thing. Not, and I think that's a pretty reasonable time. But even with that 5 days a week, you get tired of him. It's like, yo, these 2 days I'm bouncing out. I can go home. You know what I'm saying? I can go do what I got to do. Get away from you type thing. And that's just, I think, just kind of like knowing, having space
You
or
can
whatever.
still do that if you don't have no place. You can get a hotel and get the hell on.
Yeah, but then I'll be like, where everybody ain't gonna feel like this, baby. You know what? I need to go get a hotel for a couple of nights. I'm gonna see you on Monday.
Well, no, here's the thing. I'm just saying it happens because I know people that have done that in their marriage. And what I'm saying is the fact of the matter is that's where if y'all get on each other's nerves, y'all need to have a conversation. So you can't bounce out without having a conversation in your head. Now, if you need to take a drive and clear your head, that's one thing. But I feel like saying like you can't go home. I mean, you can always do whatever you want just because you're in a marriage. It's a partnership. It ain't you ain't in jail.
I ain't saying like
no. I'm just saying you're not in jail. So if you wanted to, people do stuff they do all the time and be married or whatever. The thing I'm saying is, if that person is getting on your nerve, then you still need to find out what the root of the problem is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like a trial period of staying together needs to be implemented in some kind of way. It needs to be implemented in some kind of way.
I will say this. I do think you guys should see how each other live.
Right. Exactly.
You know me. I like the shoes at the door. Take them off, please.
Right. The thing is, you never think that's a big deal until you around a motherfucker all the time.
Listen, that was in one of our first episodes, like first season.
Yeah, I think it was some of the
carpet. We had a whole thing about the carpet.
about the carpet. But see, that's never an issue until you right there.
No, that's always gonna be an issue. That's
right. Until you right there.
I'm coming out the gate with it. Take the shoes off, sir. Take the shoes off.
You around a motherfucker all the time.
I make little kids take their shoes. Baby, take your baby shoes off for me. Everybody take the shoes off at the door.
Baby, like, what's wrong with your feet?
I got socks.
What's wrong with your feet?
I got socks for you. I don't do pedicures, but I can give you some socks that you can keep.
Yeah, but
every time you come over here, you can just throw them bad boys on.
Yeah. So do you
have you ever proposed to somebody?
No, hell no.
Hell
no. I ain't even got on my knees.
You said it like oh God, like you.
I won't get on my knees, tie my shoes in front of motherfucker. You
know what? You out of control.
That's all I'm saying. So Valerie, I already asked you, has anybody ever proposed you within 6 months? Do you think 6 months for you is a reasonable time to get? Do you ever see yourself in a situation saying, hey, I know I've known this person for only 6 months. I'm going to go ahead and tie the knot because they ask you.
I don't know.
All right. I feel it's kind of case by case. That's why I think it's really a case by case basis. Some people some people you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's me. I'm like, look, girl, I love
you. Ma'am, it will not even be on the agenda. We have to live together.
I love you to death. I really do. But we need to try it. We need to try it.
You would love that girl because she gonna be like, we got so many stipulations. You know what I'm waiting for? Just a side note. I'm waiting for the person you meet and all them rules and shit you got go out the window. I was like, Kadera, I'm proud of you, bro.
Why you gonna buy it? It's like somebody finally broke this nigga down.
It ain't even about breaking down. It's like you letting down your walls. Like
I got no walls. I have a fortress.
Okay, there you go.
A fortress. The difference. But yeah, man. Yeah, I just don't think 6 months is a good enough time.
Well, maybe for him.
You're right. Made for him. But I was like, you got all this.
Child, you probably still getting that person representative in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? People be
exactly trying to tell you. Represent. You know how we do. We get on the job. We are good. So that 90-day mark hit. What my PTO time at?
Longer lunches. When is the break time? Y'all got holidays off?
Like, man, it is 9:45. You got here at 9:30. What do you mean your lunch? Like, you ain't got nothing.
We get 2:15s here in an hour.
How much sick time I got again? Hmm.
I know. Did that start after 90 days?
And like, I got a doctor's appointment. Did you already schedule it? Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, okay, so going off the statement that you said you would want to live with the person um before marriage was introduced, when do you know you're willing to live with somebody?
When you know when I want to live with somebody,
When do you know that you're ready to live with someone? Yeah.
I think that I don't think it's a definite point. I think it kind of get eased into because, like you said, it start off y'all, 1 or 2 nights you spend a night over there, but I think it just kind of get eased into. I'll look up like you always motherfucking here.
Right, and I bet that's exactly how you say it too.
You always got down here. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ, man.
And I think it'll get eased into because at first it start off 1 or 2 nights, then it start off. Then next
Then
they
you
got
know
a
you
drawer,
notice a toothbrush.
toothbrush, and she got a drawer. Well, it happened to me in reverse because I had
What you mean?
like I was dating this girl and she like, well, I got you 2 drawers on my dresser so you can have your clothes here and
Aww.
toothbrush. So I
Caught him.
yeah, she was trying to, and then we be cooking together and stuff like that. So it kind of like you almost get eased into it. It's kind of like
Did you bring clothes over though when she
yeah,
said?
I had
Okay.
clothes and stuff over there.
So
you know?
so when she offered that to you, you was like, okay, and that didn't
Yeah.
scare you.
No,
Okay.
no, it didn't scare me because I guess it's the comfort. Like what she give me nerve, I can always go back home. I ain't gotta be here.
So you need a safety net, Cordero.
I can always be here. Hey, you gotta. I always have a plan B.
You got to plan F18.
F-18.
Plans. You got to plan J. That's a problem.
J
A, B, C, D, E.
1.1, 1.2, J
Jesus
1.3.
Christ. Okay, so finish up. So you said that she happened in reverse.
Yeah, so she
So she got you 2 drawers. What she
gave me two
took them back?
drawers, gave me 2 drawers or whatever. Now that was the reason we broke up was a whole another issue.
No, but you said in reverse. You said she. Are you just saying? So you're not saying it happened in reverse. What you're saying is that the woman did it for you.
Yeah. She
Okay, because reverse means you made me think like she initially said, "Oh, well, we good. Got 2 drawers," and then slowly she was like, "Now you got 1 drawer."
Oh
Now-
no.
I'm like, damn,
Now you
Kadera.
slowly moving out. Like, nah, she
Yeah.
gave me some drawers and stuff like that, and toothbrush spot and all that kind of stuff. I had a little place for my little book bag and my books and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was like little, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like you ease into it.
But how long did that take for her to do that? Like, how long did you start?
We were dating probably. I want to say maybe a good 4 months,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
I think I want to say around 3.5, 4 months we were dating before it's like we started spending like every day. It was almost every day together all the time.
Mm-hmm. And then it just made sense for you. Somebody
Yeah.
needed somebody. Yeah.
It just made sense to me to have my clothes over there in one spot and stuff like that. So I was going back home. I was visiting. That's what I was visiting my mom at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have my own place at that point. Because it was like early. I was visiting her. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. But that took time or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Valerie? Have you ever had somebody slowly ease on over there, or you ease on over there? Ain't nothing. What's wrong with your eye? Why you? What's wrong? You got some in your eye? You want to get it out? Huh?
You can't get it out. You are where you at. Yeah, I do got something in my eye.
So full of shit. That's what.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Come on, Valerie. Have you ever had that happen before you? To you? Anything like that?
What you talking about?
Wow, Valerie. Just wow.
But like I said, that guy.
So I can't stand your ass.
Like I said, I'd rather be married before all of that situation. I'd rather.
You wouldn't think of like a trial period? That didn't appeal to you at
I
all?
mean, but I think my trial period would be different from you. Like I think that like couple nights there, couple nights over here, maybe. Yeah, because I do think you should see how like I had a cousin tell me you should always see how somebody lives. And it's kind of funny because she's like super, super, super religious. She was like, before you So I think because a lot of times when you come from like a religious background, they're
Call
like,
it,
don't be
they be
shacking.
shacking up.
But she has said that she was like, yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, I want to see how he lives. I'm like, and I think you should because those little things starts to add up when you realize
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, they're not as clean as you, or maybe they're super clean, or whatever it is that
Right.
the inconsistencies that you both have that will get on each other's nerves. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with spending time at the person's house a couple days like that. To me, that's not an issue. I don't think that's a problem. I'm just saying like for me, just
Mm-hmm.
because I think I've lived on my own majority of my life. Like once I
Right.
left my parents' house, I lived on my own, and then it's just and even when I had roommates, like I was like, nope, won't be. And that was mainly like, it was one time after college, but I was like, I won't be by myself because I have to reset. And I think that you have to make a conscious decision. Like most time when you have roommates, like when I had the first time I had roommates, it was because of I went to college. The second time I had a roommate was due to like financials and trying to save money, and it just worked out that way, and it worked well actually. But I still know that I can be very to myself, and I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that. So that's why I said you have to really like the person you with because you don't want to, how people say when you come home, that's your peace. If folks right now driving around, they don't want to go
Yeah, we go
home.
home.
And it's just like, I don't want
They
to
didn't. They didn't.
know.
They looped around 25 3 times.
Man,
They were like shit.
ain't that something? That's called something, right? Is it called cruising? Like you can get a ticket for it. What is it called? I
Okay.
can't. Yeah, if you like a cop can write you a ticket if you keep going to the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop like, well, we just seen you circle this like 3 times. You could. I'd be like, motherfucker, I'm lost. But yeah,
But look, man, I don't want to go home.
it's you definitely you definitely get a ticket for that. I know, right?
I'm like,
See,
I
that's
don't
what
want to
I'm
go
saying.
home.
And some people are like that, and that's sad. See, when I think of home, I think of relaxed, safe
Right.
space, things like that. And I think other people probably do too. But if you got kids and you got, you just gotta. I know it be rough for folks.
Yeah.
They be
But
like,
I mean, like, but
I be trying to rush to get home in this Atlanta traffic, and folks be like, take your time.
I got to get to the crib. But I think plus all my roommates that I've had, we've had either I've known them for a long ass time, or we have like very similar interests. You
Mhm.
know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Mhm.
like my first roommate was my homeboy, and it was to the point where we was always around each other anyway in our little posse. So it was like it was nothing to like
But that didn't get annoying after a while, like, cause like you saw y'all was friends and that's cool. So that's the common thread. But now it's like I see you, we hang out together. Cause I remember being in college and being like, okay, I see these. So, like I didn't have any classes. I don't think with either of my roommates, but I would see them around and I would kind of like, oh, I see them. At first, it was like, hey, because I was new, but after a while, I started getting my own friends, and then we started joining some of the same clubs. And I was like, we in these clubs together, we live together. Like, I'm like, God. And
well, you know what?
one time, one of my roommates was trying to get me a job, and I think she really wasn't, but she's like, yeah, I tried to get you a job up there where I work. She didn't want to see me, and I probably did, and it worked out because I don't think I would want to see her either all the time. But you know what I'm saying? It's like a married a couple that like they work together. I
Man,
mean, it could
okay,
work, but that's a lot.
let me tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So the dude I moved out with, so we hang out with each other all times every day, right?
Hmm.
When we got jobs, it was one point we were working at the same job. Working the
Okay.
same job, and then we come home. Sometimes we work different shifts or whatever. Then we come
Yeah.
up, but it was like, but that was like my no, that's my brother or whatever. So it was kind of like all we did was be goofy all fucking day. Really. So like, and then when we got tired of each other, if we got tired of each other, we go in our rooms and that'll be that.
Uh,
So, but
okay.
to me, it was like it was really like some this my brother. So it was all pretty much like it was like a frat house almost, like what
Oh
I'm saying. So
God. Yeah.
it was that in that case, but I had
You
knew him
give you
already.
give me a Self Myers and what's that Pineapple Express? You giving me that kind of feel.
Yeah, so it was cool like that. And so even the roommate after him, which was it was just another friend of mine. We
Yeah.
always hung out together. We didn't me and him actually, yeah, me and him end up working together in the same job, just different shifts. So sometimes I would see him, sometimes I wouldn't.
Maybe girls are just different. I don't know,
I
ladies.
don't
Y'all let
know,
me know if
but
that would be something that would be contentious for you. I know for me, I'm listening to Cordero and I'm like, no.
But you gotta understand like how but you gotta understand the dynamics of me and my friends though. We kind of like these my friends for like 15 years and shit. So I don't deal with new niggas.
No, and I get that, but I still need space. Like I
Mhm.
still need to like reset and like
But you know
do
what it
that.
was though? Sometimes we'll be in the same, like we'll be in the living room or whatever, and we be doing our own
Uh,
thing and not even, you know what I'm saying? We doing our own
realize each
thing.
other there.
We not even talking to each
Yeah,
other. But that's just like,
I think, you know what I think too. Like I think sometimes maybe I mean I'm just speaking from without my experience. Maybe girls are different. Like ladies are different. Like
mm,
we like because like you can come in and I mean just come in from work and you done seen them everywhere. And you go in your room. Why she in her room? I'm like, oh my god, girl!
hey, you
I'm
know
in my
what?
room because
You're
I'm
right. I
tired.
have I have
You know
heard
what
of
I'm
shit
saying?
like I
It's
just from
like
other
I
women.
just seen you all day,
Yeah,
Heifer.
from
I'm going
other
in my
women, I
room.
have heard that she rude. She ain't say nothing. She went in her room.
Knocked
She
on
ain't,
the door. You okay, girl? If I can't get a break, I
yeah, and
know
I
so.
think you're right. I think guys is different in that sense. I think
I
we just
think
like
so
we just
too.
different in that sense. I never had that issue come up. Now one time, now none of the roommates I stayed with that has never come up. Like, hey man, you out of your room, you ain't speak. Like,
Or oh, we out here about to do something. You coming out? And I'll be like, no, I gotta study. I'll just come out for a little bit. Now you got like,
no,
no,
we'll
I'm
probably like
gonna,
we know but even in
I'm gonna
situations
go
like
ahead and
that,
close the door.
we'll crack a joke. Like, oh, this nigga can't hang, he can't hang, but it wouldn't be no that'll be that. It'll just be that and
In my experience, it's just been different. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
telling
you're right.
you.
But I have heard those little conflicts between other women. It was something like y'all got mad because of what?
I'm gonna plead the
Word,
fifth, but
word.
I'm just like, all right then.
She ain't say nothing, she ain't speaking. She going her room closed. I think she
Or
got
maybe they
attitude.
did speak, but it's like I'm still gonna go in my room and close the door
She
and
came
lock
to the
it.
house. She came to the house sneezing and shit. Like, man, she ain't sneezing. I'm like, what the hell you talking
Sneezing,
about?
I know you
I'm like,
silly.
what the hell you talking about? We came in the house half.
These days, though, you sneezing, you come in the house like,
Like,
I'll
hey,
get you a COVID test and bring me back the results.
then you
Well,
need to sleep outside tonight.
that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I think just from that guy's point of view, like I said, I always think it's bad when you generalize and say everybody because that
Yeah.
ain't everybody. However, just like you and I have different viewpoints on certain things, it just is what it is. I think it depends on the person's temperament and what they're cool with. Just like how you were saying, even in the roommate situation, like you were cool with y'all hung out all the time and then y'all worked together and y'all did things together. Child, that would drive me up the wall. I'd be like, okay, I need to.
I don't know. Like you said, you're right. It gotta be person by person type of.
And I need somebody that's not gonna be like, oh, you got an attitude. Like I said, I have experienced that living with women as roommates in college, and I'm just like, no, I ain't got no attitude. But I'm gonna go in this room and close the door because I need a break.
It's
you
one of those things
know?
where it's kind of like the communication is different because even if like my roommates they had a bad day or some shit like I'm like you straight nigga, he be like man I don't even want to fucking talk about it. All right, dog, and that is the
Because yeah, and
it.
that's fine. But or you could be like, I remember just like situations where like I ain't trying to have people over,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they done call my friends to come hang out with them. I'm like, let me tell you something. I just said I want to have now my friends knocking on the door like, you ain't coming out. I'm like, did
And
I call you? Nah, like the asshole. Did I call you to come over here? Okay.
it's
Like
crazy you
I
say
already
that.
told you, when you asked me what I was doing,
Yeah.
I said I gotta study. Now she done called you, and now I'm in the room, and I'm telling y'all, can y'all keep? Now I'm the mom. Can you guys keep it down? Now I'm call, now by the third
You
time,
lame, lame.
now by the third time, I'm a fool. I gotta study. I gotta see.
Too much. It's too
You
much.
see, I'm just reminiscing of my college days. Cause I'm trying to bring
You're
it back.
right.
I'm gonna let it go though.
It got to be
I'm gonna
different
let it
because,
go.
like, I don't know when that happened with when I was staying away. Even though I had to study, like all our friends were the same friends, so it was like nothing. I guess I feel like nothing really changed because they're like, oh yeah, so and so coming over. I mean, all right. I mean, it's like so like what you telling me to come over for? That nigga bring some Sprite. You know what I'm saying?
But some people don't know when to leave. Like you ain't got to go home, but you got.
Man, I don't think. I'm trying to think.
You
Do we
know how
ever?
it is, like when you first
Mhm.
you got a car, you got ways around, you ain't got nothing to do, you ain't. I guess you maybe work part time. Because if you got things to do, you ain't got time to be over your friends that's in college house every
Right,
day.
right.
Like you ain't got time for that. And that's the kind of situation it was. It was like every day. I would come home, they chilling in the living room. I'm like, the fuck is
Man,
this?
you know,
The
I
fuck
guess you're
is
right.
this?
It has to be a different. I guess it is different because I think with me and my friends, if you fall asleep on the couch, you fall asleep on the couch, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I don't work like that. Cause I'm saying like the thing is I'm paying. Then it started getting some place. I'm paying rent. We all pay rent, but they coming over here. They like freeloaders, and and they not invite. You know, you became cool with them, which is fine. But it's
Mhm.
like that's not what we doing. Like
Okay.
I'm here because I'm on scholarship. I'm here because I'm on scholarship. So I ain't got time to be. I
Now
can't do it.
I see
You gonna
I
have to go
see
home.
exactly what you mean by
If it's
that.
the weekend, maybe. But
But
I mean, when I say here, when I say they was at the house, like the apartment Monday, like every day, like you gotta go, you gotta do something. If you got a job, or even if it's part time, you gotta, cause they didn't have no girlfriends or nothing. So it's like you when you got business about yourself, you ain't got time to be at somebody
right.
else's house all the time. You can go find you somebody to talk to, or you go get you a job. Go get you a trade or something. I don't know, but you
But you
can't be
know,
here every day.
it's kind of crazy you say that. I can't I hate to keep bragging on my friends, but I'm going to. I'm going to. So
Well,
like because we was like we had one of my homeboys, we'd be at his house every single day, like all the time. Now his mom was probably these Negroes here
yeah.
coming sucking up all the air. But you know what we did though? Like I said, we don't do the freelance stuff. Like we bought groceries for the house and just all kind of like stuff like that. Even though I know she
It
probably,
wouldn't even matter to me because at that point I was just like I need my space.
but that's
Like
kind of like
this is an experience that I'm trying to have. I went to this college. I applied for
right.
this college. I got in. Y'all did. I don't know where y'all gonna go. You know
But
what I'm
I don't
saying? It's
know.
kind
That's
of
just
like that.
I don't think I've ever had like freeloading friends though.
I guess
Like
I have had them.
I don't
Yeah,
think
at
I
some
don't think
point.
it's like even when we got our own spot, it was always somebody bringing over. Y'all hungry? We bringing something to eat. We coming through. We bringing some food. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was always like you chipped in. There was a crew spot, so you chipped in.
Mm-hmm.
You bought some milk, some Sprite over a pizza or something. Nigga. I don't know, man. But you right, it's different though. Well, how we get on this? Oh yeah,
We
we gonna
got on this because we was talking about living together, and then we
right.
was talking about first we was talking about in a romantic kind of way. Then we started
Yeah,
talking. Then I brought up how roommate. I think I brought up the roommate situation,
right,
and then I just started reminiscing about
She's talking back
about
deep
my college,
every day.
about my college, some of my college experience. I got stories to tell, but we're not gonna tell them right now. But I appreciate y'all for listening. Cordell, you got anything else you want to add on here? My food is calling my
Oh
name.
yeah, Valley gotta go eat, so I ain't gonna hold it no longer.
I
I'm
appreciate that.
I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm ready to roll.
You ready to roll? You ready
Ready
to
to roll.
go? You ready to roll? Go.
Ready to roll out. Ready to go. Ready to
Ready to
go.
roll out? Okay, got it, got it. Well, we thank you guys for listening to our podcast. If you have any comments, you can put them down below. If you have any questions or anything, you can email us. Our email will be linked below. We need to update Teespring, make some shirts. If y'all have any ideas what we should put on the shirts or the merchandise, let us know. Yeah, we need to come up with some Teespring stuff. I haven't updated anything on Teespring in a
On a
while.
scale of 1 to 10, how vulgar can I be on the Teespring shirts?
I think you could be pretty vulgar. I don't think. Don't be like. What you gonna give me an example? What you gonna say?
I'm gonna do about a 6. I'm gonna do about a 6. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it
Give me an
PG
example what you
13.
would
I'm
put
gonna
on
keep it
there.
PG 13. I ain't gonna go PG, but I'll
I
put
don't
PG.
know. Look, why when you say how vulgar can I be? I thought of Donald Trump when he said he be grabbing people by the.
Oh no,
And
we
I
do
was
that.
like, wait, I don't know. Don't be
Nah,
too vulgar.
that's a little rough. I don't need to do nothing like
What?
that.
What? You are like a frat child, frat boy. How vulgar can I be on the
It's just
shirts?
scale of 1 to 10. Give me a range, a spectrum, if you will. But hey, y'all, we gonna wrap this thing up. Valerie ready to go eat her
For
food,
sure.
even though she ain't
Thank you
said nothing
guys
about
for
shrimp.
listening. It's been real. Peace.
Peace.